there is reference to the chakra system. And the problem you have is that the uneducated Christian pastors out there have completely obliterated the concept because of fear and lack of knowledge. And because of that, Christians don't get use of their energetic anatomy of prayer knowledge as they should. Doesn't matter if you're Christian or not. Doesn't matter if you're fasting and know nothing about chakras. You're still using them. Doesn't matter if today you are completely opposed to the concept of chakras. You're still using them. And that is the irony of it. It's the rejection of something that dwells within you, something that is there, matter of fact. Now, the energy centers of your body can't be seen, of course, unless you align them to the endocrine system. But nor can your emotions, nor can your love for your family, nor can your wants for the future. But we know they are there. We know that they are there, and thus I know the energy centers are there because I've worked with them inside my own body. Now, many Christians will put their hands up and say, no, this is wrong, this is evil. And that's because some time ago, some person drew a very loose conclusion between the idea of Kundalini, being the rising serpent up the spine of the human being, which is not a serpent at all, it's just the electromagnetic energy of your body, the creative force of human life, which is ultimately based down there in your sexual region, because that's where all creativity dwells from. That's how we create life, it's from there. It's using that in a positive way and sending that electromagnetic energy up your spine where it can meet the pineal gland of your brain, which is, as Jacob said, the face where you meet God face to face. As he said in Genesis 32:30, I have seen God face to face, I call that place pineal. So you raise that energy, and unfortunately, at some point, some Christian pastor somewhere has said, hang on a minute, that's a snake, so it's bad. They didn't bother to look at the story of Moses and start to work things out or to study anything other than the only literal book that they've been reading in a literal sense. If you look around, however, at the language of mysticism, you'll start to see how it works. Now, the Kundalini is positive. People hate that word. The electromagnetic energy going up is positive. The electromagnetic energy of prayer rising through your body, culminating all of that energy and not squandering it on gluttony or on sexual immorality. It rises through your body, whether you believe in it or not. It's happening to us every day. And when it gets up to here, you begin to stimulate your temple of God, which is your Solomon's temple, which is inside your brain, the cherubim, the cerebrum. And that is what they label Kundalini. The Kundabuffa is the falling. It's falling down. And that is because you are overeating, you're being gluttonous, you're drinking too much alcohol, you're being sexually immoral, you're lying, you're being angry, you're being too emotional, you're not able to allow God to speak to you because you're too busy caught up in your story of poor me. This is where you go down. That's where the Christ electromagnetic energy, the electromagnetic energy of prayer descends inside of your body. And as it descends, you can look to the story of Moses. The ascending serpent is the bronze serpent upon his staff that is healing the people before him. And the descending serpent are those snakes that are biting the people. And that is how it works. That's it. And unfortunately, because chakras are linked to Kundalini, pastors and preachers all across the world have started to say, oh, it's evil, it's the third eye, it's demonic. They just don't know. They have leaned on their own understanding, they don't know. They don't listen to Jesus. Let thy eye be single, your whole body will fill with light. They don't care about that. They really don't care about it. And why should you let your eye be single so your body can fill with light? Because light comes in angles, and angles carry photons, and photons carry messages and information, and thus angles of light, which your body must fill with when you let your eye be single, are simply messengers of God, which are the messengers of light, which we call angels. And the angels come and they fill your body with the direction of God in which way to go.